From our Chicago studios, this is the Muslim News on Muslim Network TV. Assalamu alaikum, I'm Samana Siddiqui. Our top story tonight. The Dean of Georgetown University, Qatar, is stressing the need for a united front against Islamophobia. Safwan Masri emphasized the importance of exploring the historic roots and global connections of Islamophobia to better understand and effectively counter it. His call to action came at the end of a two-day event last weekend to address growing concerns about anti-Muslim sentiment. Titled Global Histories and Practices of Islamophobia, it explored deep-seated prejudices against Islam and Muslims. The conference brought together professionals, academics, government officials, artists, and students. Masri emphasized the need to raise awareness of Islamophobia and to highlight efforts to counter it. The conference culminated with a roundtable discussion on possible remedies, linking research and decision-making and fostering partnerships to promote tolerance. Established in 2005, Georgetown University Qatar is a branch of the prestigious American University.
In breaking news, a monumental shift in the U.S. House of Representatives as Kevin McCarthy is ousted from the Speaker's chair in a historic 216 to 217 vote. In a rare move, 8 Republicans crossed party lines to join Democrats unseating McCarthy. Republican Representative Patrick McHenry now steps in as the interim Speaker until a permanent replacement is appointed. This dramatic turn of events began with Representative Matt Gaetz' bold motion to vacate the chair, accusing McCarthy of failing to honor his commitments.
The Council on American Islamic Relations has unveiled a comprehensive anti-bullying guide designed for Muslim students and their families. This comes after a 2021 study by CAIR's California chapter that revealed more than half of the students surveyed felt unsafe or unwelcome at school due to their Muslim identity. The guide provides practical advice and offers guidance to concerned parents. It is part of CAIR's ongoing efforts to promote understanding of Islamic religious practices in schools. Throughout October, CAIR will conduct discussions about the guide and feature experts on its social media platforms, including Instagram and Facebook. More than 75,000 employees of Kaiser Permanente in the U.S. are preparing to strike for 3 days, starting on Wednesday. The Oakland, California-based company is the largest nonprofit healthcare provider in the United States. Its employees are complaining of unjust working conditions and hazardous understaffing at numerous hospitals and clinics nationwide. Union members are demanding pay hikes ranging between approximately 5% and 6%, while Kaiser Permanente has proposed a 3% increase. The workers are also pressing for measures against subcontracting and outsourcing. A 2022 survey of over 30,000 employees revealed about 2/3 witnessed patient care being postponed or denied due to lack of sufficient staffing during the COVID-19 outbreak. Despite its nonprofit status and the associated tax benefits, Kaiser Permanente declared profits exceeding $3 billion in the initial half of this year. Its CEO received more than $16 million in 2021, and 49 of its executives earn over $1 million yearly. The company's investments, which total $113 billion, are diversified across various sectors, including fossil fuels, casinos, for-profit prisons, alcohol brands, and military arsenal. Human rights activists have criticized the international community's inability to hold accountable those involved in the killing of Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi. On Monday, global activists commemorated the 5th anniversary of the Washington Post columnist's murder. A 2019 UN report called Khashoggi's death an intentional extrajudicial killing. UN Special Rapporteur on Extrajudicial Killings Agnes Callamard says justice for Khashoggi is difficult to achieve because world powers prioritize diplomatic relations with Saudi Arabia over human rights. 2 years after the UN report, U.S. intelligence indicated Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman had sanctioned the murder. Despite this revelation, the U.S. has continued arms deals and advanced political relations with the Crown Prince. British and French leaders have also resumed friendly contacts with him. Sarah Leah Whitson of Democracy for the Arab World Now, which was founded by Khashoggi, stressed that failing to hold states accountable for such actions sets a dangerous precedent. Human rights groups continue to call for a full and independent investigation into Khashoggi's death. Israel has shut down the Ibrahimi Mosque in the West Bank city of Hebron for Muslims. It allowed only Jewish settlers to go inside to mark the Jewish holiday of Sukkot. Ibrahimi Mosque director Ghassan al-Rajabi told Anadolu news agency all parts of the mosque have been opened for Israeli settlers. He said Israel closes the mosque for 10 days every year to Muslims on different Jewish holidays. Revered by both Muslims and Jews, Hebron's Ibrahimi Mosque complex is believed to be the burial site of the prophets Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Israeli authorities divided the mosque complex between Muslim and Jewish worshippers after the Ramadan 1994 massacre of 29 Palestinian worshippers there by Jewish settler Baruch Goldstein. Hebron is home to roughly 160,000 Palestinian Muslims and about 500 Jewish settlers who live in Jewish-only enclaves heavily guarded by Israeli troops. Mosque turns into stable under Armenia's occupation. Details after the break, so stay tuned and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Azerbaijan's Interior Ministry shared footage of a 17th century mosque desecrated under Armenian occupation. After recently taking control of the Karabakh region, Azerbaijani officials noticed the desecration of mosques by Armenian forces. The minaret of the Mali Bey Mosque was blown up by Armenian armed forces in 1992 when Armenia occupied the territory. Its ceiling was set on fire in several places and became unusable. The State Department has condemned China's sentencing of Uyghur ethnographer Rahila Daoud to life in prison. The 57-year-old anthropologist founded Xinjiang University's Minority Folklore Research Center. She has written numerous articles and books on Islamic shrines in Central Asia. Her disappearance coincided with China's launch of a large-scale arrest operation in East Turkestan, which Chinese authorities refer to as Xinjiang. Reports from 2021 confirmed her arrest in 2017 and conviction in 2018. The State Department says the life sentence is an example of China's overall intent to erase Uyghur identity and undermine academic freedom. China has detained up to 1.8 million Uyghurs in detention centers established in 2017. Western authorities and human rights organizations accuse China of trying to eradicate Uyghur culture and call its actions genocide, a claim China denies. Pakistan is set to expel more than 1 million illegal foreign residents due to concerns over their alleged roles in supporting terrorist activities. The Associated Press of Pakistan reports that all illegal residents identified as threats to national security will be removed. This will be followed by individuals with Afghan citizenship who will be evicted in the second phase, followed by those possessing proof of residence cards in the third phase. The Ministry of Internal Affairs has designed this eviction strategy in collaboration with various stakeholders, including the Afghan government. The decision comes on the heels of a series of terrorist attacks nationwide, prompting intensified scrutiny of illegal Afghan refugees. Authorities claim some refugees are involved in sponsoring, enabling, and trafficking terrorists. Recent UN data shows about 1.3 million Afghans are registered as refugees, and another 880,000 possess legal residence status in Pakistan. Since September, around 700 Afghans have been detained in Karachi, with several others in different cities. Afghan refugees have criticized these arrests as arbitrary, alleging the police demand bribes and dismiss legal documents. Indian police raided more than 30 locations in the capital, New Delhi, on Tuesday, targeting the homes of journalists, including the office of Newsclick. The independent news and current affairs website is known to be critical of the Indian government. The raid stemmed from allegations Newsclick received funds from American businessman Neville Roy Singham, who is reportedly linked to the Chinese Communist Party. The portal was investigated for similar allegations by the Economic Offenses Wing and the Enforcement Directorate following a New York Times investigation. Journalist Abhisar Sharma reported on a social media platform that his equipment had been confiscated in the raid. Comedian Sanjay Rajura, who is associated with the site, also had his devices confiscated. In Mumbai, civil rights activist Tista Setalvad's apartment and her Sabrang India office were searched for alleged money transfers from Newsclick. Investigators believe Newsclick received about $9 million from China, routed through the United States. The Press Club of India has expressed concern about these raids, noting that India is declining in the World Press Freedom Index. The UN Security Council recently authorized a Kenyan-led military intervention in Haiti, supported by the U.S., to help the non-elected Haitian government combat gangs. This decision was met with strong criticism from anti-war advocates in the Caribbean country and globally. The resolution, which was co-written by the U.S. and Ecuador with Kenya's input, secured 13 votes in favor by the 15-member council. Russia and China abstained. The resolution sanctions the multinational security support to deploy for a maximum of 1 year. The U.S. has pledged $100 million to support the operation's logistics, but will not deploy troops. It is the latest instance of foreign intervention in Haiti's affairs. Academic Jemima Pierre says previous foreign military interventions have only brought pain and suffering to Haiti. She also recalled the UN's earlier involvement in the country resulted in a cholera epidemic and a sex scandal. Haiti's history, including its role as the world's first black republic and its early challenges with international recognition and debilitating debt, is intertwined with foreign interventions. The U.S. has a long record of involvement in Haitian affairs, from military occupations to backing dictatorial regimes. A recent study has brought to light promising results for the roughly 80% of older Americans who suffer from high blood pressure. It shows that increasing the number of daily steps by 3,000 can significantly reduce this risk factor for serious cardiovascular disease. The study highlights the importance of increased daily activity, regardless of walking speed or continuity of walking. Researchers focused on sedentary older adults between the ages of 68 and 78 who typically walked about 4,000 steps daily. Their goal was to increase that number to a total of 7,000, which is in line with recommendations from the American College of Sports Medicine. Participants' systolic blood pressure dropped by an average of 7 points and diastolic blood pressure by 4 points after the intervention. This corresponds to an 11% reduction in the risk of death and a 16% reduction in cardiovascular mortality. The study was published in the Journal of Cardiovascular Development and Disease. That's all from our Chicago studios tonight. Thank you for tuning in. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon for the latest updates. For more content, keep watching Muslim Network TV or visit muslimnetwork.tv. Salam and good night.